what we have here is a good old-fashioned unboxing. Let's just get right into it, right? No fluffery. So, man, this one goes out to TJ Maxx. My TJ Maxx decided to all of a sudden stop carrying fragrances. They had this huge section for fragrances. Sold like crazy. Sold like they were giving away money. And then after Christmas, decided to totally do away with the section. Totally do away with it. So, I am boycotting TJ Maxx for being idiots. But I've had this fragrance ready to go for 2 months now. Just sitting there. And the reason why I got it was I got it a double red tag, a double discount, $10. And this is Azarro Sport. Azarro. Underrated brand. Last time I had scissors, and it went so much smoother. But as the song goes, and Hairspray, you probably hear that too. I should probably just like slam the plastic down. You can't stop the beat, baby. We're just gonna keep on powering through. So Azarro Chrome, underrated, criminally underrated. I don't know about that. Underrated. And then you have, gosh darn. And then you have the most wanted and the wanted lines. And then you have this Azarro Sport. Always looking for good gym fragrances. Gym fragrance should be cheap, energetic, aquatic maybe. 1, 2, 3. 2 sprays on that guy. EDT, nothing crazy. Super energy, bergamot filled blast, soapy, very soapy. Smells like your quintessential Bath and Body Works man set that you get for your father for Christmas with the 3-pack and the lotions. It's just a citrus bomb, citrus, soapy, probably that mix between like patchouli and bergamot that everyone seems to love. Clean. This reminds me of kind of like a Curve by Claiborne where it's like, and you smell like you just stepped out of the shower. There's nothing crazy about it, but that is an inoffensive fragrance for $10. That is worth it. Next, oh yeah, so while I was boycotting TJ Maxx, I went to Burlington and found 2 in Burlington that I wanted to pick up. I did a Banana Republic haul, and I got 2 more to add to it, and this is Neroli Woods, which was red tagged again, bobbing. This one I got more so because of the bobbing. I'm not sure if I would have gotten this one if it was $20, but I will say this though. If you have access to a Burlington, I don't know if I've seen them in TJ Maxx or anywhere else. Maybe Ross. I think I've seen them in Ross. If you have access to one of those places And you see these Banana Republic fragrances. These are 2.5, so these are a little bit smaller bottles, 75 milliliters. But these fragrances are the same fragrances that they sold in stores for $100. They all come in identical looking bottles. This is the exact same bottle that Vintage Green was in. Nothing crazy about the packaging, nothing crazy about the fragrance. Boxes. But I've tested all of these out. I sprayed 4 different fragrances the other day. Cordovan Vintage outperformed all of them. We're talking about 4 or 5 hours of performance. And I was blown away with that because you saw the price. $19.99, uppers $25. And this was $15 that I got this for. So these are fragrances that hit hard and hit outside their price point. And at $100, I don't know, but one, two, at $20, that's weird. It's good. It's $20. It's good. This one might be more like a layering fragrance. I don't know. Neroli just kind of has like an oily kind of, I don't know, like an oily type of like cream, like an oil-based cream, like a Tiger Balm kind of thing, aloe vera. I think maybe stack this with something, maybe. I don't know anyone that loves Neroli though. That would be like, yes, finally. Like that scene from Elf when he goes, Santa's coming to town. Like, Stan, I've never seen someone go, Neroli. Finally. Now I can smell like Neroli all the time, unashamed and unabashed. I've never seen that before. Maybe they exist. This next one looked a lot more promising. Velvet Pomegranate. And I'm excited about this one. Because it's different. Very different. I don't know if I've seen pomegranate in a fragrance more than once. Those scissors would have really been useful. By the way, I got the best ones for last, so if you're like, these are sucky, maybe they are, but I have 3 good ones coming up. And by the way, I always list the fragrances that are in the videos, so if you ever want to see what is featured, click on below. And then also, YouTube should have the search results, because I have them listed there, that if you put my name or the name of the channel and the fragrance you want to know if I've talked about, it should come up as well. So, Velvet Pomegranate. Kind of like plastic looking, but it's glass. Okay, let's try this, man. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3. What do I do on that one? They do seem, they're eau de parfums, but they do seem to contain a little bit less oil. There's no sheen or anything. Oh, that is good. Oh my gosh, that is good. It definitely smells like palm, like unabashed pomegranate, straight up extract of pomegranate. Question is, the age-old question, is this too feminine? Obviously for women, no. But it's like, they had the cherry one it's a cherry and amber. And I was hoping for a dark, rich, smoky cherry like Tom Ford-esque. And instead it was like super sweet, like ice cream topping cherry. And I'm like, well, this sucks. And not because it wasn't a good fragrance, it is. But it's very feminine. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say this is not too feminine. I think that's good. It's different, you know. Let's set another video, Nitro, Dumont Nitro Red, which has a red watermelon note. Sometimes I like stuff that is just a little different. Coach Green, why do people like Coach Green? Because it has kiwi in it. It's different. Bergamot, lemon, orange, blackcurrant, over and over and over and over. This is different, and it's appreciated very much. So these are our three heavy hitters. I think it's going to come down to these three for the winners. Let's do the first one, Mont Blanc. This completes my Explorer collection. This is Explorer Ultra Blue. I think probably going to be my most disappointing Explorer, but let's see. This is not going well. Oh, do not let the plastic beat you. So the interesting thing about this fragrance and all the Explorers is that they are all made by the same three. There's three of them, perfumers. One of them being Olivier Pachot, who I've talked about a couple times now. But the reason why I say that's interesting is because the other two fragrances could not be more different. Like, there's no, they're very original. And when I say original, I mean they're different from each other, because Explorer is a carbon copy of Aventus. It's the exact opposite of original. Gorgeous looking bottle, like all the Explorers. I love the Explorer series from Mont Blanc. I really do. So I'm hoping that I love this, because if I don't, I'm going to throw all of them in the garbage can and set it on fire. Alright, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. One more. These are eau de parfums, and they typically do perform and project very well. Oh, that's a little peppery. I'm getting a little, like, spicy pepper in there. I was not expecting that. Obviously blue aquatic, right? But I'm getting a real spice off the top. Of course, you have your fruity bergamot style vibe as well. Where would we be without bergamot? It's inoffensive, but it's also, I see why people have voted this not the worst, but voted it lowest. I don't know how to say it. That will make it sound bad. Mont Blanc Explorer, totally unoriginal, but Creed Aventus, yes. Mont Blanc Platinum, I love it. I think it's great. Huge floral notes. Original, did something different. This it tried to do something different by adding that spice into a typical aquatic blues fragrance. The question is, does a blues fragrance need spice? And that's what I'm still trying to figure out. Next, French Avenue. This is Ghost Spectre. This fragrance I have seen featured on videos. Where the person behind the camera says it's one of those, this cologne is so good you don't need the original type fragrance video. And this is a clone of Nichane's Ani. And I'm cheering for it, man. I had Phantom. You could probably look that up and if you want to see. I wasn't a huge fan, Tom, of it, just because I didn't like Phantom, not because I thought that it was a subpar quality fragrance. Super cool boxes. And that's really cool right there. So, oh, there's a very reflective. I didn't think it was going to be so reflective. That's cool. We have ourselves a fingerprint magnet, which is currently stuck. And they even put some embellishments on the bullet there, which is a 45 caliber bullet. It's a big boy. So we have a bit of a sheen on the front, and the back is just, you can see through it and everything. So, cool looking bottle, cool looking design. Let's see if this smells like Ani. I'm cheering for it, man. Oh my gosh, what was that? 1, 2, 3. I'll just go with 1. This place is starting to smell funky. Okay, we'll go with 2. Maybe we'll go with 2. We're gonna funky it up even more. Let's make it funky. So does this smell like Ani? 100%. Unequivocally, yes. 100%. Right from the top, you have a slightly more... people abuse this word, and I don't think anyone even knows what it means. People use the word synthetic. Most of these things are synthetic. They have some sort of synthetic note. But I think what people mean to say is lower quality. This doesn't seem to have the difference as much. And no breakdown. And it could be a younger batch as well. And what I mean by that is it's kind of more well blended. Everything is together, whereas Ani, you can kind of pick out the different notes a little bit better. But the profile is the exact same. If you were wearing this, I would not go, "You fraud. You fake. Which Ani clone is that?" I'd go, "Man, Ani, cool. Let's let that dry down. See if it gets a little bit more Ani-esque as well. But that's pretty solid, actually. That's pretty solid. Okay, last. Another clone. Off-non Supremacy, Not Only Intense. The Extrait edition. I told you all, it got better. Whoops. Sucker's cooked on there. this is the 5-ounce bottle, and I got the 5-ounce bottle because it was one of those, like, buy the 3.4, literally pay $3 more and get the big ones. I'm like, okay. Which means this is gonna be a big boy. I could wear this every day and get years out of it. Cool. Here she is. I did see that they have a collector's edition. What did they clone out of that? It wasn't this. It wasn't the same thing. They have a Supremacy collector's edition. I wish I remembered what they cloned. It was something that did not interest me at all, but I can't for the life of me remember what they cloned now. But Offnon's fine. I don't mind Offnon. They're 9 p.m. Their Ultra Mall clone is sick. So this is Offnon Supremacy. Not only intense, Extrait, Antonio Banderas box looking fragrance. Antonio Banderas uses these kind of, I don't know, reminds me of it. Let's do it. 1, 2. So this is a cologne of supposedly Hot Spot by Nichane. I didn't even realize this was my second Nichane clone here. That's interesting. So, some people say Aventus, Nichane's Hot Spot's a little bit richer, less of that. I wouldn't say less citrus, just more of that. Those darker notes, creating a more winterized fragrance. And I don't have Hot Spot, so I cannot directly compare the two like I can with Ani. It's really good. The thing that attracted me was the Extrait, which I don't know what that means. You know, it's Extrait is anywhere from 20 to 40% oil, so you don't know. It could be 20, it could be 40. But yeah, I mean, if you've smelled the Ventus, you know what that is. It's the strong pineapple burst and the birch and all of that fun stuff. So we'll see what happens during the dry down, because that's usually when it kind of comes to life a little bit more. Let's go back. Azarro Sport. Let's test it now that it's dried down. Give out some ratings. It's actually really good for $10. It's an absolute steal. This is a car cologne. This is a sprayed in the bathroom to keep it fresh. This is a safe birthday or Christmas gift. It's an 8 out of 10 for me for that purpose. If I'm comparing it to a high ticket item, it's not even close, right? It's not even in the same ballpark. But if you're looking for just like a simple, freshy $10, yeah, I'll give that an 8 out of 10. Let's go to Neroli Woods. This just smells like a weird aloe vera that your mother used to make you put on when you went outside and got poison ivy. It's not offensive. It smells good. It's just, if I was wearing this, I'd be afraid someone would look over and be like, what do you got? Like, what's your problem? Because it just smells like medication, man. I give that a 7 out of 10. Just, it's not bad. It's just velvet pomegranate. This is really nice, man. This is really nice. All you really get is that pomegranate. I don't know where the velvet's coming from, but it's very inoffensive, very fruity, very sweet, not sugary sweet. Just smells like fruit. It smells like pomegranate. I give that a 7 out of 10 as well. It might be a better layering fragrance. Ultra Blue. I could see that as a standalone woman's fragrance, but if you were a man, you would probably want to layer it with something. It's pretty good. It just is not the reinvention of the wheel. It's not. I could see, like, Mont Blanc Explorer, Pioneer. It was great. The way that they cloned Aventus, and it was just incredible. And then you get to Platinum, a great, wonderful fragrance, and you get to this. I think that's led to more so of the disappointment of it not being as much of a pioneer or good, because it's good fragrance. It's just nothing special about it. And it's honestly, if I was not trying to, or not trying, I've succeeded at this point, but if I wasn't collecting the Mont Blanc collection, I would pass on that. I'd also pass on Neroli Woods. I don't know if I would pass on the Velvet Pomegranate, but so far it's like nothing breathtaking. My socks are very still much on, very still much, wow, are very much still on. Okay. Spectre Ghost. The cool thing is I have Ani, so I can put these side by side. That's kind of cool. Okay, it's a little bit, it's weird to say, it's a little bit waxier. It's a little bit more, the profile's there, don't get me wrong, the profile's there. You cannot differentiate the notes like you can, like, for instance, Aventus or Angel Share. Every single note you can pick up individually. This is all together, all one. It's very similar. I think the main thing that it's going to come down to is the performance, whether I would make a suggestion for that over Ani, I think is what it's going to come down to, because the profile is very similar. I prefer Ani. It's a little bit more brighter at this point, but I also think it performed better. And here's the thing too, Ani is an Extrait, and this is an eau de parfum. So already Ani has the leg up. It actually doesn't say eau de parfum on the bottle. I'll make sure I'm getting that right. It would have to be right. It would have to be eau de parfum. But this is only a few months old, so maybe it'll continue to get better. Yeah, this is an eau de parfum. Maybe it'll continue to get better. So, did I rate Ultra Blue? I don't think I did. 8 Azarro Sport in context. 7 for the Banana Republics. 7 for Ultra Blue. And then, did I lose my tester strip? No. I want to like it. I think it's just going to come down to performance, because it has a very similar, it's very similar to Ani, very similar. And so was the other one. So was the Spectre Wraith, is very similar to Black Phantom. It's just, I'm off to test it. Black Phantom, though, performed great. Not Black Phantom, Spectre Wraith performed great, so I have no reason to expect that wouldn't, but we'll see. Time will do. 8.5 out of 10. Not only intense, Supremacy. I love that bottle. It's simple, but it's cool. I actually really like that. I like that it's a little bit more rich, a little bit more complex, but you still have the fruity vibes. The pineapple is still very present. The citrus bomb is still going off. But birchier, musky, smokier. That's really good. That's going to get a 9 out of 10 from me. And I look forward to featuring it in my Can I Spot the Real Aventus video, which is why I kind of got it, but I've also been wanting to add it to my collection for a while. So, in this round, this definitely takes the cake. I like it. I'm happy to have it in my collection. This is the winner. Second is definitely going to be from French Avenue. And then I'm actually in a weird turn of events. I'll give Azarro Sport number 3. So, definitely a disappointment on that Ultra Blue. And then, it is what it is, but I also don't want to take away from the fact fragrances. My favorite is Midnight Hour, followed by Cordovan Vintage, and then Walnut. Black Walnut's pretty good. Vintage Green 78 is good if you like the more of a green fougere type fragrance, Silver Mountain Water kind of fragrance. I'm trying to think of another one that tobacco. That's what it is. Tobacco and tonka beans, very similar to Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, and it's really good as well. So these were not the greatest Banana Republics, and the reason why is because I already have the greatest Banana Republic. So I just got some things that were on sale and looked interesting. But definitely, hands down, this takes the cake, and I look forward to seeing if this Ani Spectre Ghost fragrance can hang. Because if so, that'll save me a lot of time and money in the future purchasing Ani again. So thank you all for visiting, for joining me today. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then.